Happy Saturday. I'm live again on a Saturday. It's a beautiful Saturday here, I would say. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Is the audio good over there? So everything sounds good?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay. I thought I would have more to say today, but I don't have. I have a lot to say today.
A little delay, so
Oh, that's right.
There we go. Some people are coming in.
Oh, that's nice. Happy Saturday, the movie addict. Hello. How I've been doing well, and how about yourself? Started to do some of these live streams again on Saturday, so we're having fun with that. It's beautiful. The weather's getting warmer where I live, and so that's really nice to see. Hi, Bridget. Hello. Bridget was saying, I think on Bridget's Instagram, was saying that Baby Reindeer was on her list of things to watch. We just saw the preview for that.
Yeah.
Baby Reindeer. It looks pretty scary to me.
It kind of freaked me out.
So let us know, Bridget, if you have any thoughts on that one. And we're going to talk about road films today. I've been trying to post a thumbnail early in the week to let everyone know what the topic will be. So if you have a specific road picture you want to talk about, today would be the day. We may expand this. Hello, Mike. Welcome. Happy Saturday to you. We're talking about road films today, and what I'm currently watching, what we're currently watching. Jesse's here with me, listening in and adding some commentary, adding some color commentary.
Sometimes.
Some color. Are you adding color commentary? That would be good, I think.
I don't know how colorful it is, but
before we get going, we should probably talk about this thing too. Justin is here. Hello, Justin. We were interested in the NBA, the Eastern Conference Finals, and we tried to. We were thinking. Bridget said, "I've just finished watching it. Really enjoyed it. Got me thinking how sick and twisted people can be in this world." I guess I'm not sure if I want to see that though.
Yeah,
because
it freaked me out. The preview.
Yeah, the preview really freaked me out. I wasn't really sure. We don't have Netflix right now either, so. But that's good to know. Thanks, Bridget, for letting us know that. But I guess I'll wait on that. No, we were thinking to ourselves, because of all the streaming issues and everything like that, we have Max, and so we've been watching some of the basketball games on Max, and then we were thinking, how are we going to watch the Eastern Conference Finals? And so it seemed like, I think we've been down this road before. It seemed like we could get ESPN Plus and we could see that, but with ESPN Plus, you have to have a cable provider too. So we thought, how silly is that? You have to have a cable provider for a streaming service. Why would you need that? Because we don't have cable. We don't need cable. We don't, want cable anymore. So we signed up for it yesterday and thought, well, this is really exciting. We can see the games that we can't see normally. And then we can't. So I had to cancel it right away.
Well, it's extra confusing because we bought the NBA League Pass to watch the regular season games. But that doesn't include the playoffs and the finals.
Right.
So then a lot of the games are on TNT, which is on Max, is broadcast on Max. But some of the other games are on ESPN. So we thought we could watch ESPN through the ESPN streaming service. But it turns out that that's just ESPN Plus. And ESPN still has a contract with the cable providers. So if you don't have a cable provider, you can't watch live ESPN games on the app. That
makes no sense to me at all. I mean, I really wish we could, it's very frustrating, I feel like. But I mean, that's why I love physical media too. Not that you can have, sports on physical media, but I mean, we have some old games and things like that.
Yeah.
On physical media. But anyway, so that's what we were doing. We're going to talk about road films today too, and what I've currently been watching, or what we've been currently watching. But let me know in the chat too what you've been watching. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions. This is going to be hopefully a weekly live stream now on Saturdays, just to answer questions and talk about what I'm watching, talk about a specific topic. If you have a topic too, you can let me know in the chat today, or you can leave a comment on this video if you're watching the replay. You can leave a comment on any video. I really try to keep up with as many comments as I can. But thank you so much to everyone for joining today. I really appreciate it. Happy Saturday. The first thing I wanted to talk about is something we saw this week, which I don't have physical media for, but we bought it. And well, I'm probably going to buy it, but is the musical version of this, Waitress, which we really loved it. I really enjoyed that.
It was really good.
Yeah, with Sarah Bareilles, right?
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing that right?
I think so.
All right. It was really good. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was very good.
All the music and everything like that. You know, I was singing the song. There was a song that got cut, probably a few songs that got cut, but I was singing that. Justin said I watched Dune Part 2. We need to get Dune Part 2, by the way, but it's probably coming to Max. So I'm kind of waiting for the price to come down in the 4K and or Blu-ray. What did you think of The Crow also? I don't think I've seen The Crow. That's a movie I have not seen before, but we are excited for Dune.
Yeah, I think maybe
Dune Part 2.
Maybe Tuesday.
Tuesday is coming out?
Maybe.
On Max?
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. But Waitress, the musical, what a really great, which is based on this movie that was written and directed by Adrian Shelley. And this has a lot of extra features on it. I already had this movie before. I was already a fan of this movie, and I hadn't seen the musical, and it was available to buy, and we thought we would get it. I didn't think there was going to be physical media for it. And but all the musical numbers were great. There was that guy who played. There was an older gentleman in it that's in the King of Queens, which we really like. Who plays the father in the King of Queens. So many great performances. I didn't know that Sarah Bareilles. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. Sarah Bareilles was married to the guy who.
They're not married yet.
Or no, they were.
They're dating. They're together.
Oh, they're dating. Okay.
They just got engaged this year.
They just got engaged
last year or something.
I'm behind on that, but I didn't know they were together. I didn't know that they were together.
Yeah. So her husband in the musical is her partner in real life.
In real life, yeah, which is interesting too. It's very dramatic. It's very funny. There's so many great, songs in it. I love musicals too. So it was really great to see that one. Highly recommend it. I think you can get it on Vudu or Prime probably. And there is physical media for it too. So Justin said The Crow was good. The Ernie Hudson role was a standout. I need to see The Crow. I haven't seen that. The movie addict said, I started watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which I haven't seen. The 4K looks great. It was late, so I didn't watch all of it. I haven't seen that one either. Is that a good? I heard that's been on my list for a long time too, and I don't have the movie. But and the other movie we were watching, or that I was watching yesterday, or this week anyway. And by the way, you can. If you're not doing this already, I have a Letterboxd account, and there's a link in every one of my videos for it. You can always follow me on there and see what I'm watching. And I love to see what you're watching too. So I will follow you back. Anybody that follows me, I'll follow you back for sure. Because I love to see what other people are watching and get suggestions and ideas from that. But we were watching this movie last night, and this is a Shout Select Blu-ray adaptation with Nicolas Cage, Meryl Streep, Chris Cooper. What a wild film this is. I love it. I love Charlie Kaufman too, and Spike Jonze. Spike Jonze directed this. This doesn't have a lot of extra features on it, but it's got just the original. It's got a still gallery and the original featurette. I guess an original featurette, which I don't know what's on there. But this is really great. Nicolas Cage also has a great performance in this. He plays two roles.
Yeah.
In it, and Chris Cooper is great. It really plays. Meryl Streep is amazing in this one. I'll just read a little bit of the back too if you haven't seen this before. Director Spike Jonze delivers a stunningly original comedy that seamlessly blends fictional characters in situations with the lives of real people. Obsessive orchid hunter John LaRoche, played by Chris Cooper, journalist and author Susan Orlean, played by Meryl Streep, and Hollywood screenwriter Charlie Kaufman, who plays basically himself. I mean, they open up the movie with a scene from Being John Malkovich. And so Nicolas Cage is playing Charlie Kaufman and his twin brother, Donald. But it really mixes all these things together, real life and screenwriting and the Hollywood scene, writing, all this kind of stuff. So this is really great if you haven't seen this. I wish there were more extra features on this, but and Charlie Kaufman too. You and I were talking about that Netflix movie that which is what is it? I'm really thinking of ending
I'm
things.
thinking of ending
Thinking of
things.
ending things, yeah, which was really good. I feel like this movie and other Charlie Kaufman movies like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, they really sort of put me in a really strange place. I feel like when we watched the other movie, it was in the summertime.
Yeah.
And we really felt strange watching that. I felt like time stopped in a way. It was really weird, but maybe it was the heat.
It's a weird one.
It was probably the heat or something. But speaking of the heat, also, we've been watching a lot of The Walking Dead, which we had seen before, but we're on season 7, almost done with season 7, and really liking it.
I thought we were on season 8. No, I guess
we're on season. We're almost done with season 7. I think we're going to finish season 7 today, and then hopefully we'll be done by the end of the summer, probably, right?
Yeah, because then we can decide if we want to watch any of the AMC Plus shows, and then maybe catch the new seasons of stuff in the fall.
You mean I have to get another streaming service in order to?
I think so. Yeah.
Robert is here. Robert Bellissimo at the movies. Definitely check out his channel too. Oh, you're watching The Walking Dead. Let us know what season you're on. We're on season 7. Of course, no spoilers here or anything like that. But we started it over. We had watched many of the seasons, but we kind of forgot about it.
Almost caught up to where we were. We're thinking we originally watched season 7 as it aired, and then I think we kind of
dropped off after that. Yeah, it's nice watching it in order because I feel like even with the current season, we've missed some episodes.
Yeah,
and so it's nice to see them
every week, and there were ads, and so we probably just didn't pay that much attention.
Robert said just finished season 8, which we're heading on to. The end of season, yeah, definitely the end of season 6 kept me up. Yeah,
it was rough.
It was pretty crazy, but I like this. I like the quieter episodes, like with Carol and the one with Michonne and Rick. Where they were sort of out on their own, and
the one with Daryl and Rick in the box truck.
The one with Daryl, yeah, like some of the smaller,
Jesus, that was a good one.
Some of the smaller episodes. Some of the quieter episodes, I really like those a lot. But we're building up to the end of season 7. And then it's probably going to take us to August probably to finish it, I would say.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the last 2 seasons are like 22 and 24 episodes, so they're a little bit longer than the normal season.
Yeah, the first episode of season 7 was very brutal, but brilliantly done. I totally agree. So many great characterizations in the movie, highly dramatic, there's a lot of violence in it also, but we're really liking it for some reason. And I think it was just because we missed a few episodes, and that's why maybe we weren't as into it the last time.
I'm not sure. I mean, when one episode comes out per week, it's hard to continue the momentum, whereas now we can just watch them. We watch maybe like 2 episodes a day if we want to. So it's a lot easier to stay with the characters and what's going on. And I think in season 8, there's like 2 or 3 different places that they follow different characters. So I think it was tricky to watch one episode once a week and know what everybody was doing.
Yeah, and then have to catch up with it. It's nice to be able to binge watch it. This is a deal we got too. I have 1 season on physical media, and then there was a deal on Vudu for $50 to get the whole show. So we thought we should just do that rather than getting Netflix again or having the series leave a streaming service. We just decided to do that, which who knows if it'll leave Vudu also. But also let us know too if you have any questions, or let us know what you're watching in the chat. That would be great. I love the interaction. And again, thanks so much for joining today. I was going to make a video about this, but I thought I would talk about it today. Robert said I do about 2 a day. It's very intense. That binging is really tough. I think we do about 2 episodes a day. I think that's a good amount. Sculder, hello, welcome. I was going to do a video about this, but I am excited about the Criterion announcements, and specifically, I'm excited about the Albert Brooks movies that are coming out on Criterion, Real Life and Mother. And I was just wanted to show. I'm sure everyone here knows who Albert Brooks is, but Lost in America was that's in the Criterion collection. I love Albert Brooks. I love the fact that Criterion's really invested in Albert Brooks here too, and is releasing a lot of films that haven't been around for a while. Like Real Life is one example. I think you could only get it on DVD, but feel free to correct me here as well. But I love this Lost in America. I love also how there's new interviews with Albert Brooks. There's a documentary too, I think, which is on Max with Albert Brooks that talks about his career. I feel like for me, just in terms of film, my first introduction to Albert Brooks was because he used to do the short films on SNL on Saturday Night Live, and so I remember, as a kid, as a teenager, that I would watch those films. That was my first introduction. I thought those films were so creative and amazing, and so I'm so happy to see that a lot of the films now are getting represented in the Criterion Collection. And Lost in America is one of my favorites. I love all these interviews, new conversations with Albert Brooks. We also have Defending Your Life as well, which is really good, really creatively done. This has a new interview, I think, with Albert Brooks. So lots of great featurettes. And of course, we're going to get Real Life in August, and Mother, which is also very good. So I may make another video to talk about these a little bit more in detail, but I thought I would just talk about it briefly here today. Mike said what's that?
There's another Meryl Streep movie.
It's another Meryl Streep movie. Maybe I'm going to be watching more Meryl Streep movies. We'll get into road films here in a couple minutes. Mike said I've been binging Home Improvement. Hadn't seen it since it aired back in the 90s, so it was all new to me again. It's nice when you can when you can start another show and watch a few episodes at a time of a show that you love that maybe you haven't seen for a while. I was talking a lot about Till Death, which is the I always forget the guy's name.
Brad Garrett.
I always want to say Brian or Robert, and that's wrong. That's totally wrong.
Robert's his character, right?
Robert's his character. Well, Eddie, right? Isn't it Eddie?
Eddie Until Death, but Robert and Raymond.
Robert and Raymond. That's why I get that's why I get confused with that. But we've been really liking that. I've been watching that on the Roku channel too. And the thing I noticed a couple of nights ago, even though I have the physical media, they're DVDs that I have on the Roku channel, it wasn't allowing me to watch them again for some reason. I don't really know what it is, but this is the issue with streaming services too. Sometimes you have, you're interested in a show and somehow it disappears or doesn't work right, or they have to fix something, who knows? But keep your physical media. That's what I would say. Keep your physical media. Get any show that you like, get it on Blu-ray, DVD, whatever you can, so that if it disappears, Mike, I don't know if you've been watching Home Improvement on a streaming service, but let us know. It's on a few. I think it's on a few streaming services. I think I've seen that on the Roku channels as well. Yeah.
We've been watching Seinfeld too, which is been fun.
Rewatching Seinfeld. I think Seinfeld, we got a deal on Vudu for that, so we're on season 4, I think, of that.
I think so.
Yeah. I think the thing that most surprised me with Seinfeld lately is that Frank Costanza doesn't show up till later in the show. I always thought he was on, early in the show, but only George's mom shows up in the earlier episodes, but not as much. Jerry Stiller doesn't show up till later.
Yeah.
Watching on Disney Plus, Mike said. I've been watching it on Disney Plus, and we were going to add ESPN, like I mentioned before, and then we just have the duo service with Hulu. So we have Disney Plus and Hulu, but we really don't watch a lot of that. We don't watch a lot of Disney Plus, right?
No.
I started watching some shark specials, but I don't think that was on Disney. I think it was on Max. I watched,
Max. Yeah, because there's National Geographic is on Disney Plus,
and
then Discovery is on Max, and they both have like Shark Week
stuff, which is coming up in a couple months, right? July is usually Shark Week, even though they're promoting it already, Shark Week, right?
Yeah. Well, we have to at least keep Hulu because we got to watch The Bear next
month. The Bear's coming out. That's right. The Bear season. We watched The Bear season 1 and 2, right? This is season 3.
Yeah.
And I think they've been greenlit for season 4 too, right?
Yeah, they've been filming 3 and 4 together.
3 and 4 together, yeah. I'm really excited about that. That was one that we binged. I think maybe 2 or 3 episodes because they're were shorter episodes.
Yeah, they're also intense.
Yeah, Justin said Frank Costanza was great. Yeah, we've been watching some extra features on on YouTube. Also, the movie addicts that have been watching Seinfeld bloopers. We've been watching bloopers too, right? The Big Bang Theory bloopers, Seinfeld bloopers, which are hilarious. You can't even imagine like how many. You think about what goes into a show like that, and they have to do so many takes probably, and people forget things, and so which is interesting. Skelder said I started watching Yellow Jackets on Netflix this week. Yellow Jacket, we watched part of season 1 of that, right?
We watched most of season 1, and then it kind of took a turn we weren't totally invested in.
Now, Yellow Jackets was on Showtime, right? Before they canceled that service. So I guess it's moved to Netflix now. I didn't realize that.
I thought it was also on Prime. I thought it was on Prime or something.
It was on Prime for a while. I think it got combined with another service, maybe Paramount. I haven't seen the Young Sheldon finale. I did notice, Mike, I was on Threads today, and I think you were talking about something related to Young Sheldon, but we still need to watch that. We started watching that, and it was surprisingly serious, I think. And so we were sort of waiting. That's not one. It didn't seem a lot like The Big Bang Theory,
yeah,
because
we thought it was going to be like a sitcom, and it's not.
But it's really a lot more serious.
Yeah.
But I did see an interview, I think, with Jim Parsons talking about the finale. Great conversation in the chat too. So definitely keep it going. Any questions too? Let us know. We're usually on for about an hour on Saturdays now. I guess we'll get into. Was there anything else? Let me just check my notes here and see if there's anything else we wanted to cover. I didn't. I noticed Kino Lorber purchased the rights to the John Lennon Yoko Ono documentary Daytime Revolution about the week they co-hosted the Mike Douglas show in 1972, which I forgot to mention that last week, but I'm really excited for that. Also, the thing we didn't mention last week too is that there are some Criterion titles now on Vudu, which is really funny because they don't have any extra features, but they have the Criterion covers for some of the movies, like some of the more popular ones, like The Seventh Seal, Eraserhead, Shadows, House, War and Peace. I thought that was pretty crazy that they have some Criterion titles on Vudu. I think they're obviously just the movies. There's no extra features, right? So I thought that was interesting that they're trying to sell some Criterion titles without extra features on Vudu.
I know the only thing I could think of is that maybe Criterion has the exclusive streaming rights, and so in order to make it available digitally, it has to have the Criterion stamp.
Oh, the Criterion stamp. Yeah. That's you're right on that. Also, Criterion. If you have the Criterion channel, which I think is a really good value, if you I don't know if you have that, but I love the Criterion channel. They started this thing, Criterion 24/7, so you basically can log onto the service and watch whatever's playing, which I used to really like with Turner Classic Movies. You could just see what's on. So lately what I've been doing is I log in and then I try to guess the movie. Most of the time I can guess what it is, and a lot of times I go, oh, I need to watch that movie, and then I go watch the movie on the service, which is pretty good. But I know there's some Facebook groups too where they are there's no real schedule, so when you go on there you can't see the name of the movie, when it started, or anything like that. But maybe they'll start to add some of those things. But for right now, I think it's pretty cool, even though it's just becoming like cable, right? Isn't it becoming like cable in a way?
Yeah.
So Skulder said the some Paramount and Showtime shows may be available on Netflix in my country, but not all seasons.
That happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that still happens with Netflix, I think, for us, even though we don't have Netflix, that they'll have rights to certain seasons. Because when I look up a show on IMDb, I'll see that certain seasons are on this streaming service and other ones are on this one, and the whole show's on this.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you have streaming services, I suppose. But Justin said, what are my favorite Beatles songs and albums? The first album that came to mind, I love the Beatles, and I have the Criterion release of A Hard Day's Night. And I love the fact that what was the name of that special on Disney Plus?
Was it Let It Be?
Let It Be. I think there's a new movie coming out, or that it already came out. But then they did those 9 hours of all the sessions. I loved watching those. But I can't remember what it was called. But thinking about the White Album, I think that's one of the albums that I first started to listen to. I love all the different songs on there. Maybe that's not the most common record for the Beatles. Oh, Get Back. That's right. I wish I had remembered that. I could, for whatever reason, I couldn't remember that.
Let It Be is like the
Let It Be is the
cinematic version.
Yeah, the shortened version
Get Back
of it. Yeah,
is the full version.
But I loved watching all the however many hours it was of that, and the collaboration and how the songs came together and things like that. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the White Album, I love a lot of the songs on the White Album. But I love all the Beatles songs. I mean, there's so many.
There are a lot of
Sgt. Pepper's.
Yeah.
You got all that. You have all the Rubber Soul.
It's a lot.
I'm just naming Beatles albums now. Let's talk about road pictures, road films. Keep in mind, too, if you have a suggestion for a topic, let me know in the chat, and we'll definitely add that to the list. Or you can leave a comment on this video later if you want, if you think of something. But we've just been kind of coming up with some things that have been on my mind, along with what we're currently watching. Yellow Submarine, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great in the collection? Wouldn't that be good? Mike is leading me right into it. Mike is leading me right into the road films. One of the only 4Ks that I have. I have a few 4Ks, but this is one that I definitely love to have. What a great road film this is, with Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, so many others. I mean, what an amazing film this is. One of my absolute favorites. Look at them in the back there. Carrie Fisher is in this one too. So many great performances by Ray Charles, James Brown, Aretha Franklin. Cab Calloway is really amazing as they go on the mission from God, basically, to raise money for an orphanage, but they basically go back on the road. But what a great film this is. I love this. This is one of my favorite films. I've seen it so many times. I remember seeing it when I was younger too, in the theater, and I was amazed at the amount of car crashes. How many cars got destroyed in the movie?
Yeah.
But pile up and stuff like that. So it's definitely up there with one of my favorite road films of all times. And of course, I love the music in it. Speaking of music too, what an amazing film! I put this film on a while back, but I think you liked it too.
Yeah, I like it. I think we watched. Yeah,
we watched a lot of it together. I love the music. I love Aretha Franklin is really great in it too.
Because it had been like years since we had seen it together. Yeah.
And Dan Aykroyd is hilarious. John Belushi, really, really great. I love, Dan Aykroyd in his little apartment, making toast in his toaster oven, which is probably one of my favorite things to do, is make toast in our little toaster oven that we have. Yeah, what a great thing. And of course, when we play a lot of music, usually when we're in the office here, and I would always play that Blues Brothers album. There's a couple of Blues Brothers albums. There's the soundtrack for this movie, but there's also the first album, the first live album that they did. And I always put that on too, a lot of times.
Oh yeah, did you watch the Belushi documentary? And they talk about like the popularity of the Blues Brothers and then like their band and the tour and stuff like that. Classic rhythm and blues players in the band, of course. Mike said, I've been reading the Blues Brothers book, and Little Richard was the first choice for the preacher, but he turned them down. That's a great scene too. That scene. I just love that. I wish I had had a chance to see them when I was younger, but because, they did some live shows, playing those characters, but of course they originated those characters on Saturday Night Live. Right. Yeah.
Which I remember seeing that before the movie even came out, and thinking how amazing it was to see the Blues Brothers. And I mean, just phenomenal. So thanks, Mike, for bringing that up, because that's one of my favorites. I'm glad this is on your list as well. What else do we have here? Road pictures. I was thinking, I did a video this week too, where I was talking about movies I need to upgrade. And this is one that's a road picture. One of my favorite films from David Lynch, which is The Straight Story. And I just have this DVD. Now I know there's a Blu-ray out on this one, but I think when I ordered this one, it was out of print or wasn't available. So I got this one on eBay, and I just love this. I think it's so great. If you can believe David Lynch doing a Disney movie, It's just amazing. One of my favorite road pictures. It's based on the true story that captured the hearts of both America, of America. The Straight Story is one of those rare films offering powerful, uplifting entertainment for audiences of all ages. Directed by David Lynch, of course. Richard Farnsworth, who's amazing, stars as Alvin Straight, a no-nonsense man who's never been one to lean on others. Now at an age where his eyesight denies him the ability to drive and walking is accomplished only with the help of two canes, Alvin lives a quiet life with his daughter Rose. Sissy Spacek is great in this too. Hello, James. Hello. Thanks for joining us today. Happy Thursday. Thelma and Louise. I almost pulled Two-Lane Blacktop today too, but Thelma and Louise are great. Road trip films are a journey, right? Usually a lot of films, even if you look at it metaphorically, many films are just a journey of transformation. The road maybe, represents, that transformation in some ways. Those are great recommendations there too. So Alvin lives a quiet life with his daughter Rose, Sissy Spacek, but when the call comes that Alvin's estranged brother Lyle, which is played by, I'm not going to spoil it. Well, it's on the, it's on this. So I guess that spoils it anyway. But
I guess
has suffered a debilitating stroke. Alvin embarks on a dangerous and emotional journey to make amends. So he basically uses this lawnmower and goes across the country to see his brother, and that's the story. That's the straight story. That's the straight story.
Yeah, he can't drive a car.
So he drives his lawnmower across. And I just love it. It's such a simple story. So well done by David Lynch. So many great performances. Richard Farnsworth, Sissy Spacek. Really, really great. So I need to get the Blu-ray for this for sure. I have a whole pile of movies. Oh, we should talk about this movie because this is one of our favorite movies together, which is a road picture, which strangely enough is a lot like Vacation, which Vacation's a classic road picture for the summer, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think the thumbnail gives you a little clue to this film, right?
The thumbnail gives a little clue. I don't know if you caught the clue in the thumbnail for the live stream today, but this is one of our favorite movies and a great road picture, Little Miss Sunshine. And look at that cast up there. Greg Kinnear, Steve Carell, Toni Collette, Paul Dano, Abigail Breslin, and Alan Arkin, who is amazing in this as well. And this one, boy, wouldn't it be great to see a Criterion release of this movie at some point? Sideways is great. Justin said Sideways. Of course, I'm a huge Paul Giamatti fan. Paul
Sideways
Giamatti.
is hard to get on Blu-ray, isn't
it? No, I think you can get on Blu-ray.
Oh, you can?
Mm-hmm.
Well, our copy's from Blockbuster, so.
We have the Blockbuster copy that we wanted to keep because we try to keep a few films that we got from Blockbuster. But isn't this great though? And then we were realizing we've seen this film so many times, and we've seen the movie Vacation so many times. It's a lot like Vacation, right?
Yeah.
They just go across. They're on a journey. They're going across. Alan Arkin is amazing in it. Greg Kinnear he's desperately trying. I'm just reading from the back here, trying to sell his motivational success program, which is pretty funny. I love the opening scenes in this when they're having dinner.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Isn't that part before they leave? It's so good.
Yeah. Almost
Famous is really good. Robert said, love Little Miss Sunshine. It's so great. I mean, we watch it so many times. I think we've seen this movie 5 or 6 times.
I like Little Miss Sunshine more than Vacation because I really like the characters, whereas like Vacation is more like situational comedy.
Yeah.
And Little Miss Sunshine is more like the characters just have so much personality that.
Also, if you think about it, I mean, everyone, I'm just looking at it, thinking about it now, every one of these characters in the movie goes through sort of their own personal transformation, right?
Yeah.
Greg Kinnear is going through some things. Steve Carell has a history in the movie. Toni Collette. They're all sort of growing and evolving, which to me is a lot about what a road picture or this particular road film is about. I mean, people changing and people growing. And so they're on the road, and that's, just a representation of that. It happened one night. Yeah, it could be. It happened one night also. Yeah. I would say that could be considered perhaps a road film. I have that too. I have the Criterion release of that one. But if you can think of others too, let us know. We have so many here. Maybe I'll get through most of these. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
This one I've talked about on my channel before too, which is a great. If you haven't seen this before, it is from. I just need to find the year, 1971. One of my favorite road films, and talk about a car movie too. I think road films go along with car pictures, right? In general, or buses
they're
or whatever.
like cousins, yeah.
Cousins, yeah.
Well, because it's not necessarily like a road trip, but the cars, there's still a lot of driving, right?
That's right. Vanishing Point, one of my favorite movies. Barry Newman stars as Kowalski, the last American hero who sets out to prove that he can drive from Denver to San Francisco in just 15 hours. And I just love this movie. Midnight Run, Robert said, is a great road film. I love that. I love that as well. Haven't seen that in a long time, but it's really good. I love Barry Newman also. Barry Newman is great in this movie, and he's in this other movie that that I've talked about on the channel before too. Fear is the Key. Mm-hmm. Remember that one, that imprint one? So, Vanishing Point. I'm trying to pause a little bit too, because I sometimes talk a little quickly, and I don't take a drink. So I'm going to have some water.
Oh, there's still a sticker on this one.
Is there really? Oh, you got it. You got it. You got it. Speaking of the Criterion Collection, here's another road film. Il Sorpasso, a film by Dino Risi, which is really great. I love this movie. It's so interesting to see these two characters basically that go on a road trip together, quite by accident. I love this release from the Criterion Collection, which is spy number 707. Lots of extra features. It comes in this great little box. I love all the extra features on this too. This is a film from 1962 in black and white, and an Italian road comedy. Il Sorpasso stars the unlikely pair of Vittorio Gassman and Jean-Louis Trintignant, which I'm probably not pronouncing correctly, as respectively a waggish freewheeling bachelor and the straight-laced law student he takes on a madcap trip from Rome to Tuscany. So, but really interesting, these two characters together in a film, very different personalities, what they learned. They're also going through a transformation as they're on the road here. And I just love this. In anticipation of potentially a sale coming up in July, if you don't have this one, this is one I would highly recommend to get, with lots of extra features on it. It's a really entertaining movie, a sad film, but also very entertaining. And I'm just trying to see if there's anything interesting on here as in terms of extra features. There are lots of extra features here on this one. As you can see, there are lots of extras on here. Il Sorpasso.
A lot of Italian car horns.
Italian car horns in that? Yeah, so if you like Italian car horns, you can enjoy that. Hey, Wayne. Wayne is here. Hello. Il Sorpasso. Wayne, let us know if you've been watching the, wasn't the Stanley Cup? Did the Stanley Cup is still going on? That's another sporting thing. We can only see part of it once in a while when it's, randomly. Il Sorpasso, yeah. Oh, no worries, Wayne. I'm going to leave these up too, so you can, if you want to watch, you can watch on replay. Leave a comment. If anyone has a topic or a question too, let me know in the chat as we go along here. Again, we usually go for about an hour or so on a Saturday. And enjoying the nice weather here. Coming up the 80s this week. It's going to be in the 80s this week, which is nice. Yeah. I feel so energized when the weather is warm.
Yeah, we're finally out of the daytime 50s.
The daytime 50s. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, I have one other one from the Criterion Collection too. This one I haven't talked about before. This is one of the first Criterions I picked up, and I would say technically, since most of the movie happens in a car, I would say this is a bit of a road picture, but it was Taste of Cherry from Abbas Kiarostami, one of my favorite directors, real genius in my humble opinion. But this is one of the first Criterions I picked up. It is spy number 45. And And I had a DVD of this also, but I upgraded or have the. Oh, did I miss one? Oh, it happened one night. Wayne said the Vancouver Canucks are playing Game 7 of the division finals. We have to watch that. We'll have to see if we can see that. Yeah. The DeJarling Limited. Sorry, the DeJarling Limited is a great. That's a Rail Trip one. Yeah. But that's a great one. The Wes Anderson, right?
Yeah, I just forgot about that.
Yeah. Wayne said against the Edmonton Oilers. I need to catch up on that, but I'm excited to check that out if we can even see it. If it's even possible to see it.
Maybe I have to look.
Yeah, we'll see. Taste of Cherry. Anyway, about Abbas Kiarostami. This one has a lot of extra features, but Kiarostami was known essentially as the driving director. So he's amazing at filming scenes in a car. I don't know if you can see some of the extra features. A little bit of glare here, but there's extra features on the Blu-ray edition. Wayne said it's tonight at 8:00. So I don't know if we can see that from 1997. So anyway, if you haven't seen this one, this is also very good.
It says it's on ESPN, so I don't know.
So I don't know if we can get that. Hunt for Red October. I guess there's a lot of films that could be considered. We were even thinking that maybe Jaws, could be a type of road picture, even though they're in a boat.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't think about submarine road trip films, but
submarine road trip.
But like Ice Station Zebra would probably count also, right?
Yeah.
And Hunt for Red October, because they're in a submarine now.
James said that the hero also. If you haven't checked out the James's channel too, check it out because he's got a great channel where he talks about Criterion films and so many other things, trailer reactions, things like that. Check it out. Robert said Taste of Cherry has been on my watch list for too long. I highly recommend it. It's a movie I've seen many times now, and I really like it. It really sort of puts you in a trance in a way, which I really like. So I guess you could say Hunt for Red October could be if we're just talking about trips that we would take on a boat or a car.
I feel like train films would be a whole
planes, trains, and automobiles. Maybe we can cover that next time too. I was thinking that as I was thinking about road films, I was thinking that this is probably going to go into next week because there's so many of them. I didn't even pull Vacation as an example, or if you can.
Or Mike says Harold and Kumar. We didn't pull that one either.
Harold and Kumar. Yeah, we have the DVDs for that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have like the 3
DVDs
bundle or something.
Yeah. I guess a lot of these movies are road films. Maybe every film could be a road film. I don't know. There's some that obviously people stay home.
There's a theory that there's only really three types of stories, right?
Right.
And
the journey is a story, right? Because it's like the Iliad and the Odyssey, right? Or the Odyssey, right?
Yeah.
Essentially like these old stories, right?
Yeah. Planes,
Trains, and Automobiles, a great one, right? So maybe that's our next Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is definitely different. More of a holiday picture, but yeah. That's a great one. What else do I have here? I just watched this movie for the first time. I didn't have a chance to talk about it. Maybe I talked about it in a video. I think maybe I did. And I thought it was brilliant. This is one that had been on my list for a very long time. And if you haven't seen it, I really highly recommend it. Sorcerer, which I think is one of the best films from William Friedkin. There's some parts of this film I can't even imagine how they did it. Even though they talk about it a little bit on the, there's a documentary called Friedkin Uncut, which is I have a digital copy of, where William Friedkin talks about this movie and his other movies too. But this is amazing if you haven't seen it. Gordy said Highway 61. That sounds like a road picture to me.
Mm. Oh, what about
You're thinking about
what about like Electric Light and Blue? Is that
Electric Light and Blue is good too, which we didn't pull. Maybe we can do that for next week. The motorcycle.
It's not like on a road trip, but there's a lot of driving involved.
Yeah, but this one could technically be, even though I recently saw this, Sorcerer is a road picture, at least towards the end of it. And this is an amazing film. Roy Scheider leads his intense talent to the taut action adventure from director William Friedkin. Set on the edge of a South American jungle, a desperate four-man team led by Scheider must transport a volatile cargo of nitroglycerin over 200 miles of treacherous terrain in order to stop a potentially disastrous oil fire. But I mean, there's so much more going on in this as well. Oh, Thelma and Louise definitely is a road trip movie. Yeah, Thelma and Louise for sure. Oh, brother, where art thou? Oh, brother, where art thou?
Yeah.
I couldn't say that right.
Well, it's based on the Odyssey. It's like a modern.
It's based on the. Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. These
also,
are some great recommendations.
Wouldn't Apocalypse Now be a road trip?
Apocalypse Now is on a boat. They're on a boat.
River.
Yeah, on a boat.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna say any transportation, is a journey, right?
Because I think
which I guess is fine.
Originally,
but
you think like road trip is like in a car going somewhere specific, but maybe next week we'll talk about journeys, and then
we could talk about journey films next week. Yeah, it's going to be Road Trips Part 2 or journey films, journey themed films.
Yeah.
But the thing is, any film that it's interesting that we're talking about this too, because adaptation, which I had talked about earlier, is sort of about what makes a film interesting, to watch. Because in that, I feel like Charlie Kaufman kind of is wrestling with that. Like the movie itself is a discussion about what makes a movie interesting.
Yeah.
And even in that movie, someone tells him, he goes to this writing coach. We're talking about adaptation. Do we still have adaptations still, just in case? We're talking about this that we were watching, where he meets with a writing coach near the end, Nicolas Cage or the Charlie Kaufman character, and they say in order for the film to be exciting, there has to be some drama, there has to be some adventure, there has to be some type of journey, which this film in the beginning starts out very slow, and then there ends up being something near the end that's very dramatic and very much like where you're wondering, like, is it the movie? Is it what Charlie Kaufman's thinking? It's a lot of different things.
The writing coach says, like, don't use voiceover. It's lazy. Like right after there's a long voiceover segment.
Yeah.
It's like you should convey the character's emotions
Convoy.
in a different way.
We just watched Convoy. Yeah. Sculder, thanks so much for mentioning this. I hadn't seen Convoy in many years, and I loved it.
It was good, yeah.
I thought it was so good. And the thing is, I was reading some of the reviews about it. This is why sometimes, for me anyway, I don't usually. Sometimes I'll look at reviews on Letterboxd, or I'll seek out other videos or other reviews. But I'm so happy I didn't do that in this particular case, because I had seen the movie a long time ago. Of course, maybe people would be familiar with the song Convoy, but I thought it was really good. And Sam Peckinpah directed it also, and so you get all these slow motion car crashes and truck crashes and stuff like that, which you wouldn't expect necessarily. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Wayne said Murder on the Orient Express. That's another great one on a train. I guess we're getting into train journeys.
Yeah.
Along with the Darjeeling Limited.
Yeah.
It is a murder mystery, but we were talking about the Last of Sheila last week too, like a murder mystery.
Oh yeah.
What was that one we were just seeing? We just saw the preview for that's like a mystery.
Wicked Little Letters.
Wicked Little Letters. Has anyone heard about that? Wicked Little Letters. Maybe it's been around for a while, but it looked like a series from the UK, which we're really excited about. Sometimes I'm very disappointed because if I find a series from the UK, maybe I can't even get it sometimes on Blu-ray, or I have to wait.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Last year.
Wicked Little Letters, which would look like it was based on a true story, which I was very excited to see. But as soon as I saw the preview for that too, or the trailer, I thought, I need to get that. It looks really good.
Yeah, it's not available on streaming yet.
Yeah, it looked like I could get it on Prime.
I guess it had a U.S. release in March of this year. Maybe the library has it.
Did I miss? Yeah, did I miss out on them? We've got about 10 more minutes too. So if you have any questions, or let us know what you're doing, what you're watching. Any other questions too? If you're watching this on replay, you can always leave a question. I really try to answer as many comments as I can. You can always leave a comment later if you think about something. But anyway, I was talking about this movie. Let me know if you've seen Sorcerer too. This is a really great movie.
Was that on the Criterion Channel?
This was on the Criterion Channel. There was a William Friedkin feature on there with a lot of his films and things like that. Maybe a lot of the lesser known films. Well, I guess Sorcerer is pretty well known, but another film I saw for the first time recently. Well, let me talk about this one first before we go. This is directed by Michael Cimino, the director of The Deer Hunter, but this is also a road picture, I think, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, also one of my favorites from, this is the Kino Lorber release, the movie from 1974, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. I've been watching a lot of Clint Eastwood movies lately for some reason. And many of these I've seen before, but this is a great one. This has a lot of extra features on it, an audio commentary. This is a great movie, which I'd seen, I think, at least within the last 6 months or so. This was one that I saw that I really liked a lot.
Yeah.
George Kennedy's in this too. So, movie addict, I remember the Convoy 45 playing at home when I was a kid. I do remember that too. It was on the radio a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I don't think I even saw the movie. I liked the song first. Wayne said, I love almost all Clint Eastwood movies. What's your favorite, Wayne? Let us know what your favorite is. I've been watching so many of them lately. The Dirty Harry series I've been watching, Magnum Force, and a lot of the other ones. And I just got a couple too, because I'm a big fan of a new fan, I think, after seeing Charlie Varick, of the director Don Siegel. And so I was watching a lot of the collaboration between Don Siegel and Clint Eastwood. Of course, Siegel directed Dirty Harry. Cannonball Run movies? Yeah. Yes, Mike said, I will be missing the live stream next week, but we could do Road Trip Films Part 2.
True, yeah.
We'll catch the replay, but thanks, Mike. What about a baseball themed road trip movie, A League of Their Own, which we have, which is a great film, isn't it? Is that a? I guess they're traveling around, right?
Well, they travel around and play baseball, so yeah.
And it's a summer film too, because it's baseball.
Yeah, that
sounds great. I can talk a little bit more about this maybe next week, but I saw this movie for the first time also, and I think it's one of the favorite films of Jim Jarmusch, I believe. I remember him talking about this, which I get a lot of suggestions by listening to directors and, chatting with other people that love movies. And this is directed by John Boorman, and it is Point Blank. I think this is a great movie. I don't think this is a road picture really, but I wanted to mention it because I watched it recently and I didn't have a chance to mention it last week. Point Blank with Angie Dickinson has a great role in this. Lee Marvin is amazing in this movie. Carol O'Connor is in this movie also. Keenan Wynn is in the movie. Let me know if you've seen this one, Point Blank. It's one of my favorites from 1967. And this is not a Warner release, but there's the back of that one. This one has also a commentary by the director, which I really need to listen to, and also filmmaker Steven Soderbergh. Point Blank. You watched this with me too, but this is a classic like 60s, but also very very stylized movie. As I remember, Point Blank. You remember Point Blank?
Yeah, that one had like a big twist in it, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Unforgiven is really great. We haven't watched Unforgiven together, have we? But I remember seeing that in the theater when it came out.
No, I think I've only really seen like Dirty Harry. I don't think I've seen too many.
Any of the westerns, like Outlaw Josie Wales and
no, I don't think I've really seen
High Plains Drifter and some of those. Yeah,
I saw Space Cowboys though.
Space Cowboys we have, which is a good one. Oh, The Gauntlet, which we didn't talk about too. The Gauntlet. Let me know if you've seen that, Wayne, or anyone else.
That was last week, right?
The Gauntlet was really good. Yeah, with Sandra Locke. I think The Gauntlet was probably one of the first Clint Eastwood films I've seen, and I really, it's one of my favorites for sure. So I think next week we'll talk about road pictures again, maybe train pictures if you're on a plane.
Yeah, if you're going from point A to
if you're going from point A to point B, we'll talk about some more journey films.
Yeah.
And Like I said, I need to visit Bossfield in Evansville, Indiana. They filmed League of Their Own there. My girlfriend got to see them film. Wow, that's great. That's great, Mike.
Has
Wow.
anybody seen the TV series League of Their Own?
Has anyone seen the TV series A League of Their Own?
I do like the film. Yeah.
Yeah. What are we watching this week? We are watching Walking Dead. We're going to continue with Walking Dead, I think. Today we'll probably finish season 7, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking watching Lone Star. I would like to see the John Sayles movie Lone Star, which has been on my list for a while. Maybe some more Spike Jonze. I might catch Being John Malkovich, which is a film I've seen before. Wayne said I've seen every Clint Eastwood movie ever made.
Wow.
I've seen most of them. I feel like I've seen most of them. Maybe not so much the recent ones. I know he just finished his last movie, or one of his last movies. I don't know if he's going to make any more movies, but I really, I like The Iger Sanction. Also, remember that one?
One's good, yeah.
That's also George Kennedy's in that as well. The Iger Sanction, yeah. So anyway, we're gonna watch that. We're gonna watch probably more Till Death. That's my go-to comedy right now. Till Death.
I might watch Dune Part 2.
Dune Part 2 when it comes out, and hopefully gonna pick up the physical media for that as well. Dune Part 2, which would be fun to see. We prepared for Dune Part 2 in the theater, and then for whatever reason we just didn't get to it.
Yeah.
And we watched Dune Part 1. And then we just never watched the second part. So hopefully you don't have to watch it again, even though we've seen it a bunch of times.
I think we'll be all right.
I think we'll be, we caught up with the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is everyone doing for the weekend? Anything fun happening on the weekend? Or are you watching anything fun? Planning to do anything fun on the weekend? It's only Saturday after all, so you've got some time. Yes, I love Stalker. Yes, that's a great Tarkovsky film. One of my favorite Tarkovsky movies. Very, very well done. Would any film about the band Journey be a Journey film? That's true. Journey, the band Journey would be. Technically that would be a Journey film.
I think any band film where they're on tour would be a Journey film.
Scholar said, I missed last week's stream because I was watching Dune 2. Did you like Dune 2 as much as it was advertised? I feel like we're going to like it, but...
Did anybody see Challengers yet?
Did anybody see Challengers? That's another one that we were interested in. But we didn't go to see it in the theater. Wayne said, I've just started watching Stalker. I really liked it. It's a very complicated movie, but then Tarkovsky, obviously, I'm a big fan of Tarkovsky films. But I haven't seen that one in a while. And I think that's about it. Once we're going to get ready for the weather to get very warm, do a lot more walking.
Well, next weekend is a holiday weekend.
Next weekend is a holiday in the U.S. It's a holiday weekend. Skolder said I liked Dune 2, so that's a good vote for Dune 2. I think we're going to like it. I mean, I figured we would probably like it.
I think we'll like it. And they're doing a Dune prequel TV series.
Isn't that already out on Max, though?
I don't know that it's out. I think they just started advertising it.
They started advertising it,
yeah.
Well, listen, I hope everyone has a great rest of the weekend. You can always leave me a comment. Like I said, let us know if you have a specific topic. I'm trying to post a little bit more on my community page, too. So if you have something you want to talk about or a specific question you want me to answer, you can always leave a question there, too. And I'll be sure to check that. I don't think there were any questions from last week that I saw, at least on the community page. But you can always leave me any question and be happy to answer that. And we hope everyone has a great rest of the weekend. We're going to watch some movies, watch some TV shows. I seem to be watching a lot more movies lately. My attention span's a little bit better for movies lately than it is for TV shows.
Well, and basketball wound down.
So I have some time to do that. So. Thanks so much to everybody for joining us today. We appreciate it, and really appreciate anyone who watches the video. And we're typically gonna start, I think, at 1:00. We might be if there's another time that's more convenient. Let us know too. If you think 2:00, we could probably do 2:00 as well. But certainly Wayne, let me know if there's a better time, but it's going to be probably Saturday afternoon. So either 1 or 2 o'clock, I think, is what because we did a poll on the community page too, where we asked people what was a good time. And I think Saturday afternoon, I think we said Saturday afternoon, right?
Yeah, I think it'll mostly be 1 p.m. Eastern.
Mostly be 1 p.m. Eastern, yeah.
But if it changes, it'll be announced earlier in the week. So
Yeah,
if the time is like 2 or 3, or if it's on a different day, it'll be announced during the week.
Yeah, you'll usually see a thumbnail for the Saturday live stream probably on Tuesday or Wednesday. So you can always set up a notification for that, but it'll either be 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. 1 p.m. is good. So we'll keep it at 1 p.m. for now. But again, thanks to everyone for joining us today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and we will talk with you all soon.